I would like to introduce our speaker for today, who is Mr. Varun Pathak. Varun has worked as a cybersecurity consultant at PwC and as a network engineer at Infotel Business Solutions Limited. He certainly comes with a vast experience and knowledge in various segments of cybersecurity and is also an excellent corporate trainer. He has delivered 400 plus training sessions on cybersecurity, CES, CCNA, and network security for over 40,000 learners. So, without any further delay, I will now hand over the session to Varun.
Okay, thanks, Nikhil, for the introduction. Very good evening to everyone, and welcome to this webinar where we are going to talk about cybersecurity and some of the fundamentals we will be discussing about the industry. Okay, so before starting the particular webinar, that's something about me, although Nikhil has already told about it, but it's being some kind of the achievement or the history you can see here. Okay. Well, when we talk about cybersecurity, most of the people have a wrong perception, I will say. People relate it ethical hacking or hacking directly with the cybersecurity. Although hacking is just a part of security there. Okay. It itself is not a complete industry. After the lockdown, when you have seen that most of the companies are moving to work from home environment, even when they are not ready for it, they have to move for it. Okay. And IT was the only business, which was running even into the lockdown. Okay. So you can understand that how much IT business has gradually increased into the lockdown time. Okay. So as the business is increasing for the IT, people are connecting with their devices, their infrastructure from their home, from a public network. Okay. There's a need of security people. A lot of opportunities are there into market, but I have seen in the security department specifically, there are not much scalable resources available. Okay, because I'm the part of a lot of organizations where we do the hiring, and I do find out that people, when they come out of from the college, or even people who are having 2 to 3 years of experience and moving from one industry to another industry, they do not have idea about what they have to do, what kind of operations we do into security. Okay, so there's a lot of demand, first of all, into the security, and I will say until internet is there, okay, the businesses are using internet, the job for security consultants are there. Okay, you have to be updated with the daily attacks, with the daily exploits all the time, and believe me, it's a very interesting and challenging field to work into. Okay, so how I'm going to plan this session is, we will be discussing the introduction to security, definitely, but apart from that, there is some kind of awareness I will be discussing with you too. Some kind of hands-on I will try to show you, so you understand that what kind of things you should look for, what kind of things you should not look for on the internet actually. Okay, so completely it will be there. So I will start with the awareness part first, and then we will be talking about, after awareness, we will be talking about the industries which are actually impacted by the attacks and the attackers. And then at the end of the session, we will be talking about the career opportunities and what kind of path you should follow, okay, to make your career into cybersecurity. So I'll start from the awareness. There is some kind of topics I will be discussing with you. So let's move. What are you securing? Whenever we talk about security, okay, most important thing which you are going to secure is not any device. It's actually the information you have. Okay, The information is something which need to be protected all the times, does not matter where it is. It is saved into your computer, it is saved into your router, it is saved into maybe or written on a paper. Any information written on a paper is also information. Okay, so the information is something which need to be protected, because nowadays information is something which is equally equivalent to your money. Okay, so when we talk about information, okay, information has multiple phases, like information at rest. Whenever your important information is saved in your computer or is saved into even your mind, okay, that time the information is at rest. Okay, the information is not into use, it's just resting it out there. When you submit your username password on a web page, just giving you an example of that, and click on the submit button, your information move into network, okay, goes to your ISP, and ISP move it to your server wherever you want to submit that. Now there are chances when it has left your system and before reaching the server, when it's traveling into the network, that time maybe some attacker may try to capture this request, capture the data which you are transmitting. So that's something we call information in motion. Okay, when information is actually moving out. And the last one is information is in use. Okay, when you have successfully submitted your information on the server and it's getting used there on the server side, that's what we call information is in use. Okay, so if I will ask you guys, if anyone of you can reply that out of these three phases, what do you think, which phase is mostly targeted by the attackers? You can use your question and answer session or option to answer me whenever I'm asking something. So what do you think, which phase is most targeted by the attackers? If you can use your Q&A session in your GoToWebinar, it will help you to submit your responses there.
Small request to the audience to kindly use the chat box to answer the questions. Feel free to do so.
Okay, okay, no issues. So what do we have when these kind of information phases are there? Which one is actually most targeted by the attackers? You all must be thinking information is in motion, then it is most vulnerable, okay, or most targeted by the attackers. But most of the attacks happens when information is not into motion and even not into use. When the information is saved inside your computer or even into your mind, most of the issues happen that time. Most of the attacks happens that time. Let's see, any of the malware has been installed into your computer, which becomes the reason for the security breach or the data breach. Okay, let's see, you have your information like I know my credit card number, I know my CVV address, I know my username password. The information is saved into my mind. Okay, but what can happen? You can try to manipulate me through different questions and may try to get that request, get that data which is actually saved into my mind. Okay, that may happen. So information at rest is something where people get most of the attacks. Okay. You must have seen the most famous attack in cybersecurity, okay, is social engineering. That people try to manipulate others to get as much as data as possible. You can see one example of that has been mentioned here, which says the scenario has been described of a work from home environment where there's a IT support or IT help desk person sitting there, and an attacker called that person that, hey, Amy, this is Joy from IT, and I am working from home today. Okay, so can you please provide that particular access to me, or can you please reset my account? The attacker is trying to impersonate like Joy, who is a friend or who is a part of the IT team or any other team. Okay, at this time, this girl should do the verification that actually this is Joy or someone else. Okay, but in both most of the cases, when the person is a friend of the help this person, they don't ask. Okay, and they may have given the access to the attacker. Okay, this is just one example I am giving. There being a lot of examples on same. What is happening nowadays into specifically into India? Okay, I'm telling you another example of social engineering. That you will get a call from a relative which you have not heard about since ages. Okay, the attacker will tell that, okay, I am calling, I'm this is this relative of yours, and I just need to receive some money from somewhere. Can you please help me to get it? I don't use UPI, Google Pay, or Phone Pay or any kind of thing. So can you please help me to get the money? You will be thinking, okay, it looks like a relative. So what is the disadvantage in receiving the money? So the attacker will say, I have to verify your UPI that your UPI is working or not. Okay. So in that case, they will send you a QR code that please scan this QR code. This is a 10 rupee QR code. If you receive 10 rupees after scanning it, then let me know. I will send you this QR code of another left amount. The moment client has or the victim has received the QR code, they scan the QR code, they will receive 10 rupees. So in actual, they will receive the 10 rupees. With this scenario, a trust has been already built. Okay, that yes, I try to scan and I have received 10 rupees. Now the person will say, okay, I'm sending you the QR code of 10,000 now. Please scan it to receive it. Okay. This time, when the person will scan it, instead of credit, the money will be debited from his account or her account. The money will be debited. Okay. This is very, very famous nowadays. People are trying to take advantage of it. Okay. And even on OLX or Quicker, you may find out when you put a listing, people just call you that, hey, I want to purchase this. I want to block this for me. Can you again receive a payment on behalf of me? So it's all about people will ask you to receive money using a QR code. Okay. Always remember in UPI, even NPACI, National Payment Card Industry, has given a lot of advertisement that we never ever scan QR code to receive the money. Okay. We never ever receive money using the QR. So always, whenever you will come across such things, please do not do that. Okay, there is being a lot of threats like this moving into market. Yesterday, I have seen a threat that the famous Kashmir Files movie. People are sending a link to you that watch Kashmir Files online or get a ticket for free. Government is giving ticket for free. Those kind of fake messages people are getting there. That's being so recent. Okay, so we should always aware about the things. Okay, whatever you are getting on your social network through random people. Okay, one more I will be just discussing with you, and then we will be moving forward. Some days back on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, you may have received message from one of your friend, and that says, "Hey, is it you in this video?" Okay, and a video link is there. A lot of your friends might have sent it to you. Okay, this was again a fake message. Okay, the moment you click on the link, nothing will happen. But the curiosity is there because you will be thinking, oh, it might be me in the same video. Which reel got viral? Okay, you must be thinking like that. So the moment you click on the link, your account is compromised, and now all of your friends in your Facebook friend list will receive the same message. Hi, is it you from your profile? Okay, so always think twice at least before clicking on any link you receive. Okay, well, I know phishing is one of the oldest attack, one of the famous attack out there, but believe me, most of the attack with the highest success rate. Okay, most of the successful attack it is actually. Phishing is not only having a fake website, anything fake message, fake email, fake website you get on your email or on your social network, that is the part of phishing. Okay, I will show you a very quick demonstration of this on my Kali Linux, and you will notice that how does people try to give these kind of links to you. Okay, and you get trapped. So quickly, I'll just launch my Kali Linux and will show you how people actually do it. I'll show it to you quickly. I'm not showing how to do it. I'm just showing how the pages looks like and what kind of precautions you can actually take. I'm just using an automatic builder because I do not want to waste time to create the phishing page manually here. You see, I'm just going to create, let's see, a page for Facebook. Okay, quickly I'll be able to do that. Let me just check if it is launched. Can you see the page exactly look like the Facebook? So what people do, people send you messages that, hey, some of your Facebook account is under attack, or someone has tried to access your Facebook account. Please secure your Facebook account by clicking on the following link. And what happened? You click on the link and the website, something like a weird URL get open there. The URL may look like a facebook.com, but it's not exactly a facebook.com. You will see that, okay, it is exactly like a Facebook. You will try to enter your details. Okay, and we'll try to log in. Okay, although I have entered a wrong password, definitely. So it just asked me to find my account there, which I can just search it like this. Okay, and can move further. But okay, how you want to reset or get your things there? Okay, but on the back, what happened? The attacker has got all your details. The moment you are actually logging on that password with the password, you are thinking you are going to Facebook, but what happened actually? Your password has been captured by the attacker. And in the meantime, he will just try to log in and will try to reset your password there with the original website. Let's see if you're logged in already. I'll just show you one more example that people did not monitor. Okay. Let's see now I have tried to create it for Instagram. Okay. Let's see you try to log in with your email ID and password again. You clicked on the link, it asks for the login. Okay. But you are already logged in the background. You didn't notice that. All of us try to save our password with the browser. It happens. Okay. The moment you try to log in, what happened? You have been moved to actual Instagram. Okay. You can see this is the actual Instagram has been loaded here. It and on the background, the attacker has got the username and password which was typing there. Okay. I was already logged in. That is why it has moved to Instagram and did not ask for the login because it was already a saved session inside the browser. Okay. So these kind of things actually happens. Okay. And what you need to do, you just need to look at the URL very, very carefully. Even if you have got such emails, do not reset through the emails. Go to the website, try to go to forget password and try to forget the password from there. Don't do it directly from the email, even if it's a original one. Okay, because you don't know, because sometimes it is very, very tough to identify if the email is correct or fake. Okay, you just cannot get it. Anyone can send emails from anyone's email ID, okay, through a small PHP script. That's possible. So it is always recommended whenever you get such emails, even you have clicked on the link, always look on the URL, okay, where you are trying to submit your information. HTTPS does not ensure the identity of the website, that you are on the actual website or a fake website. Okay, until or unless you are not going into the HTTPS details and checking it. So even the fake websites, the phishing websites can have HTTPS. Okay. So some other things are there like passwords. Okay. I will show you one thing related to password. These are some passwords of not 2022, not 2020. It is being, since many years, it is being one of the famous password list. Okay. And there is one more option, that is mobile number. In India, I have seen a lot of people from rural area uses the mobile number as a password. Why? Because they can remember it. Okay, so password has been taken as a compliance that yes, it need to be set, but why it is there, people just don't care about. Even out of you, at least 50% people of this webinar will be having any of these passwords set to one of their accounts. That's true. Okay, sometimes you just set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 easily to your machines so you remember it. But believe me, most of the attacks happens because of this. There are very, very good dictionaries available and we can just crack them very easily. Okay, so always use phrase based password. Something like that hello, my credential for Flipkart is 123. So I created a phrase, hello, my credential for Flipkart is, okay, this one. What it is, just use the one word like this. This can be something which can be used as a password. You can put a special character as well. Okay, it's a phrase-based password. Instead of Flipkart, you can make it Amazon. You can make it any other website. So you remember your password, and your password is at least as strong. Second is free movies and cracked softwares. A lot of people download cracked softwares from unauthenticated websites, from the fake websites. Okay, why someone is giving you free movies and cracked softwares? What do you think? Why? Okay, maybe the person is getting benefit from something. Always remember, if you are getting anything for free, then you are the product. Okay, you are selling yourself, your information, if you are getting anything for free. Always believe on that. Okay, so when you download cracked softwares, it can have trojans. Okay, it can have ransomwares. I know a lot of famous websites which is being involved in distributing ransomwares to their users. Okay, and their account, their passwords has been encrypted, and they just can't do anything and have to format it at the end. Okay, those kind of things happens. Okay, I have seen people using cracked antiviruses, that too cracked one. What does it say? It is so similar like hiring a thief to safeguard your home. Okay, you are having an antivirus which can protect your system from the malware, and you don't know that this antivirus is actually a malware. Okay, it's actually coming with a malware. Okay, so always think before you click anywhere. Okay, attacks while information in motion. So this is what I was explaining you. The examples are MITM, man in the middle attack, or sniffing. Let's see, this girl is using a Wi-Fi on airport and trying to submit some information. The attacker is also part of the same network and try to capture the information in between. Okay, we should use every website with HTTPS if it is available to prevent this attack. At least HTTPS provide you encryption. So the moment this data which you are submitting on your mobile phone get out from your mobile phone, okay, and even if the attacker has able to capture it, the attacker will never able to decrypt the data if there's a good encryption has been used. Okay, conditions are there. So for this we use this kind of information. Attacks when data is in use. Let's see, your data is in use, in process by some applications, by some websites. Okay, they have stored the data with them. Okay, a data breach happens. Any of the server of the uh, company got breached, got hacked. So data get breached easily nowadays into companies. You know a famous name. Okay, Domino's got hacked, MobiKwik got hacked. Okay, and British Airways, one of the biggest hack in terms of penalties. There's a trend into other countries that if you have hacked, if you'll see my screen, I'll show you something. British Airways hack penalty. They were fined 20 million pound over data breach because of them. A lot of people's personal information got revealed to the hackers. So there are rules into some other countries where if you are getting hacked, your customers' data is getting public, you will be charged a penalty from the government on behalf of the customers. Because of you, their personal information is out. Okay. So that's good to have at least. So people and companies will be thinking about, they will at least be thinking about keeping a security into their organization. Okay. Cybersecurity versus information security. You may have heard about a lot of words like cybersecurity or information security, data security. Okay. What are they? So this particular slide is all about comparing different job designations. Okay. Let's see, you want to move into cybersecurity. Security is being one of the important tasks of any organization. And you know that companies only want to give it to the professionals or the people who are actually good into it. To become a cybersecurity consultant or to move into cybersecurity, it's not only like that you will go through a 15-hour, 20 hours of course and you can learn everything. There are some prerequisites which you should know about. Okay, what are those prerequisites generally? You should know about network fundamentals and network security. Okay, what is router, what is switch, what is IPS, IDS, firewall, all those things you should know about. You should know about system security. Okay, how does viruses impact the system? How does you operate a Windows operating system, Mac operating system, or Linux operating system? So operating system knowledge is also needed there. You should have it. Then you move into cybersecurity because you know about system and network into very detail. Okay, so now at least you can protect these infrastructure from these attacks. If you don't know about them, how can you protect it? I will just say that okay, DOS attack is SYN flood. You don't know about SYN, SYNAC, or SYN. Okay, SYN, SYNAC, or ACK, any kind of three-way handshake you doesn't know about. If I'll tell you eavesdropping or MITM use ARP spoofing, you don't know what is ARP, then how you can protect the organization from these attacks or these threats out there? So anyone who is trying to move into the cybersecurity, they should know the fundamentals of networks and system. That's very important to know about. Okay. Then there is information security. So the whole part is information security, and all the securities are subset of this. Okay. After this, we move to information security, where people actually design policy. Okay. They try to map standards, okay, international or national standards with the security of the organization. Okay, so they write down the rules that it need to be secure, this way need to be secure. Okay, and then the other teams, the other administrators try to implement that into the organization. So this is the whole not complete security industry, but is being just an overview that directly you cannot jump into security, cybersecurity. You should know about the fundamentals of other infrastructures as well. Okay. We'll come to this one. When I do ask many people that what do you think, which industry is attacked most of the times from the attackers? Okay. Or which industry can provide the much damage to a country. Most of the attacks happens on manufacturing industry. All of you must be thinking that finance, banking can be the industry which is getting impacted most of the times, but no, money is not the only thing attackers want. There are different motives as well behind the things. Okay, how does manufacturing can be hacked? Okay, I will show you one example. If you have heard about, most of you, if you are into security, you must have heard about Stuxnet. Okay, a malicious computer worm first uncovered into 2010 using SCADA systems has provided causing substantial damage to the nuclear program of Iran. A small virus has actually provided the substantial damage to the nuclear program of a country, which can be definitely the most important program for this. Okay, so it's a war kind of a scenarios here. Okay, that countries are having their cyber army and they are impacting other countries utilities and their infrastructure. Okay, a lot of organizations who actually generate electricity, who do have a dams, who have electricity generation plant or power plants or refineries. Okay, they all use SCADA systems to manage their operations, and wherever there is a computer they can be hacked. So those are the industries are getting impacted from the cyber attacks most of the times. Okay, and then comes finance, information, health, and all these things. Health is going to be the next famous or most attacked industry, because you know nowadays a lot of health equipments are coming with IoT support. IoT support, like you can see the different kind of data, okay, of a health equipment into your mobile phone. Pacemaker, which is used to pump the blood. Okay, this can be installed into a human body, and people generally try to, the doctors generally try to see the performance of pacemaker on the mobile phone. It means there is some communication between the pacemaker and the mobile phone there, and if there is a communication, it can be hacked. Okay, so health and service is something which is going to be again the most targeted industry. In any organization, human people, employees are the weakest point always. Believe me, they are the weakest point. Does not matter how much good security systems you are having, how good firewall you are having, IPS, IDS, endpoints, DLP, whatever you are having. If your employees are not aware or educated about the cyber attacks, there is no meaning of that. Okay, there is not any meaning of that. Okay. Because any attack, when it gets started, okay, it starts from the humans. As you can see, 42% attacks happen because of misconfiguration and 31% happens because of end user. Okay, misconfiguration, like you have set it a default password, your guest account is not blocked, you are still using HTTP, you are still using telnet, you are still using FTP in your corporate environment. You know there are secure applications available, but still you are using the less secure applications or utilities. Okay, so that's me one of the reason of that. Then if your systems are not updated, you are still using Windows 8, 8.1 or the older version of operating system into your organization. So vulnerable code can be the one reason as well. Targeted attack, when hackers are hired only to hack into your organization. Okay, so they try to develop the exploit, they try to do the vulnerability assessment, and 15% are undetermined. Okay, so these are the phases, these are the type of the calculation or stats we have, that how does the breach occurs, who is responsible for the breaches, who do the misconfiguration, humans. And user error, they click on the wrong link, they open the wrong thing, all those things. Okay, well, in this particular decade, 1995 to 2010, people used to do hacking for curiosity and for revenge. Even people do nowadays, but this was the only motive people was having that time to hack into the machines. Okay, people do for curiosity. Let's see what will happen. People will try to get the fame. People will do it for revenge. Let's see your colleague got the higher appraisal, but you didn't get any. Okay, so people do it for revenge. People do it for monetary gains, to get the money from other people. Political activists, there are people whom we call hacktivists, who do the hacking for a cause, for a social cause. Okay, and then there are people who do it for their nation. As I told you, a lot of countries are building their cybersecurity army. Okay, so people try to impact the other countries in terms of digital services. Okay, so this has been different motives of attackers to do that. Top 5 reasons why attackers are responsible. Okay, or these attacks are possible to do there. Any attack happens because of these reasons. As I'm telling you from the starting of the webinar, end user never think before clicking. They just go, they just open the email, open the website, click here, click there, and just moving out here and there. Okay. They use weak passwords or default passwords are still in use. Insecure configurations, again using a plain text protocols, okay, or using any kind of a less secure configuration. Use of legacy or unpatched hardware, still using Windows XP 7. I have seen a lot of ATMs still use Windows XP. Still, although most of them has been updated, but we have find out that. Okay. So use of legacy or unpatched hardwares, and lack of basic network security protection. Okay. They don't know about that what kind of network segmentation you need to do. Okay. What need to be put into DMZ, what need to be put in line of the network. There are many things which comes into picture, but these are the 5 common things, or the top things I will say, which can become the reason of a hack. And this is the last thing for the day, and then after this we will be having a Q&A session. Various verticals into security. Okay, so I'll start from the SOC. SOC stands for Security Operations Center. Most of the organizations have a SOC department or an incident response department, okay, where people are actually looking at the screens There are even different levels, L1, L2, L3. They are looking at the screen and trying to find out if there is any kind of attacks is getting launched. So they see the graphs generated by some specific tools. Okay. They see the logs, and from the logs, they try to identify if there is any kind of a threat, any kind of attack is getting launched. It's a basic requirement where you should know just the basic attacks and the basic logs. Okay, so freshers are actually welcome in the SOC analyst positions in many companies. Okay, so if you have even the basic knowledge of the security, you can at least get a job into SOC, and after 2 or 3 years of experience, you can move further. Okay. Next is pen tester. So pen tester has been divided into multiple teams nowadays. Okay, I'm talking about the main red team or blue teaming there. So a company try to prepare 2 teams. One is red one is blue one. Red team is trying to attack on the infrastructure, on the websites as a attacker. Okay, and blue team have the responsibility to protect the systems from these attacks. Okay, so at least before any other attacker can try to find out a vulnerability or can try to get inside the system, at least their own team will be able to patch the issues, patch the risk, patch the vulnerabilities. Okay, these 2 positions was technical. This is compliance. Generally for the people who want to move into managers or who are still managers who are into even the C-suite. Okay, compliance. This is another vertical, I will say, of cybersecurity or information security, where you try to talk about the different standards which is applicable to your company. Okay, PCI DSS is also one famous standard. So you try to implement these standards, suggestions, or the controls inside your organization. You try to build up the policies for your organization. Okay, these are some certifications which people try to do to move into compliance, like ISO, lead auditor, lead implementer. Okay, CISA, certified information security auditor, CISA, certified information security manager, and then CISSP. Okay, so these are some certifications that you need to move into the compliance part or the management part of the security. Okay, so these are multiple verticals, although there are many in the technical one as well. Okay, like IAM, identity and access management, malware analysis, okay, or web application security, secure coding. There will be many ways, but at least to give it a start into the security, okay, these are the basics one we have.
If someone wants to make a career in cybersecurity, so where do they start?
Okay, so as I have suggested in the starting, let's see, we should start learning about the infrastructure first. Okay, so if you need to move into the cybersecurity, try to learn the network first and try to work on different operating systems, specifically Linux. Okay,
Mhm.
so try to have a hands-on. It's not always like getting a instructor or trying to get a training out there. Sometimes there are some kind of prerequisites which you can prepare at your home as well. Okay, so at least the network fundamentals and Linux fundamentals is very important to move into security. If you think you are okay with that, the fundamentals, you can go with the basic certifications like the CompTIA has S plus, a very good certifications to move into security. Okay, EC Council have CEH. Okay, so this is a good one to move into specifically into technical side of the security. So if you have already knowledge about these fundamentals, you can try to jump with these certification based trainings.
So considering that cybersecurity has been a hot topic, like for quite some time now, can you elaborate a little bit on the scope of it in the near future?
Well, as I have mentioned, until internet is there, there is scope of cybersecurity.
Right.
Okay, so it's like it's so similar. You have, if I talk about a traditional security people, okay, the physical security, until or
Hmm.
unless your money is there, your hard cash is there, okay, there is physical security. And
That's
the moment the things has been become digital, it's being converted in terms of your information, the security scope is there. So until you can just see if the digital world is there, internet is there, the security jobs are
all right. Perfect. Thanks for answering that question, Varun.
there.
I I don't think we have any more questions that are coming up. And with that being said, Varun, I would like to wrap up this session by saying a big thank you to you for taking the time out and addressing our audience on today's topic. Most certainly, it was very informative. Thank you for shedding light on a couple of topics from on from your experience, and also I believe that it has been helpful for the audience as well who joined with us today. Once again, I would like to uh, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Varun and everyone else who's been a part of this webinar. Last but
Okay,
not the
thank
least,
you, Nikhil.